This is another video. It's early in the morning. It is 6:30 a.m. We're getting to that bag. You know what time it is. Dude. Look, we got a pool guy right here. We active and attractive, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. We active and attractive out here. It's another pool guy, man. Come on. He just ain't got his vacuum on his truck, but we definitely need to get that vacuum on. But hey, man, back where I was saying, message of the day is don't stop being yourself, man. Be independent, be who you are, and always achieve for greatness, because you are the one that's going to set your greatness. Right now, we're on the way to the storage unit. We're going to try to see if we can find some stuff that we locked away a couple months back. 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. No, 3 months ago. Whoa. What the heck? Nah, I've been having a really crazy morning. I've been up all night, but I've been trying to find this bullseye hose nozzle so I can clean the filters, pool filters. The thing is, the problem I'm having is I know I had it on the truck because I have a water hose that I keep on the truck because I'm always prepared for stuff, but it's just not here on one of those days like always, right? So I'm just sitting here kind of bamboozled because I'm kind of wondering where it's at. But I have a feeling now that it's at my storage unit. So we're on the way to the storage unit to go take a look and maybe also see what we can find. Bring to the new house, you know what I mean? All right, so I just left the crib. I just left the storage unit and I could not find it nowhere to save my life. So I stopped at Walmart and I grabbed me one for $10, 10 smackaroonies. So I'm on my way to clean the filter now. Get this out the way because boy, am I tired. And we gotta go to another commercial property again. It's a hotel, but after that, man, I'm not gonna lie, I am dunzo bunzo. So now, even though I feel dunzo bunzo, I still gotta keep going, bro. I still got to. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna put in the work for me. At the end of the day, nobody's gonna pay my bills. At the end of the day, no one's gonna put food on my family's plate. You know, at the end of the day, no one's gonna keep my lights on. So I gotta do it, man. And it's crazy because, like, I don't mind, right? At the end of the day, you know, that's my responsibility, right? As a father, as a parent. But it can be a little overwhelming sometimes when you're really, you know, dialing down into what you're doing and still at the same time trying to figure out other successful avenues. You know, I'm right now in the process of building 2 apps at the same time. I already have one that I literally just need to push to test flight and then push it to the app store. But I'm waiting on a lot of stuff, man. I feel like a lot of stuff needs to be strategically planned at this point. You know, I'm already about to be 30 years old. You know, a lot of this stuff I need to really, you know, set in stone that this is supposed to be my kid's future. This is supposed to be my family's future. This is supposed to be my future, you know, to where I could retire, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully by the age of 35 or 40 years old. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'm about to be 30, so I'm like 5 years away. So do I want to hit that goal? Hell yeah. Do I think I'm going to hit that goal? I don't know. We're going to find out and see. And that's exactly why I got YouTube here, man. Because I literally want to just capture my whole journey along the way. And I want everyone to kind of see what I see and what I go through, because it's like, bro, it's a never ending journey with me, bro. It's a never ending journey in my life. Like, I feel like I could always make a movie about my life, bro. It's crazy. I literally just picked up my GoPro from the storage unit as well, because I'm about to do some crazy next level stuff, man. I'm about to do some stuff and I'm about to drop it out to all y'all so all y'all can see it, man. I'm about to just drop gems because at the end of the day, I'm really self-taught. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, at the end of the day, I really taught I taught myself all the stuff that I know right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got parents and whatnot, but, you know, I kind of had like a hard life growing up, and me and my mom really didn't get along well, so like I ended up moving out, you know what I'm saying? I lived with my grandmother, and then that didn't really go well once I became a teenager, because of course, you want to live that lifestyle, right? So by the age of 15, I was already kicked out the crib, you know what I'm saying? And I had to figure out how I was going to make ends on my own. So, it just kind of starts with all the shebangsky. So, with that being said, you really start looking at life in a whole different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really start thinking like, damn, at any moment, my life could be over. That's it, and then what? My kids are left to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, the way that everything went, my wife stays home. She takes care of the kids, because that was the only way we could make it work. Daycare was too expensive. It just didn't work out. If my wife went to work, daycare was going to basically be eating up all her work money. And not only that, but she got insurance through her job. So they're going to take out a piece of the pie off of that too. So any way you try to look at it, or any way you try to win, it seems like and feels like we just don't win. And I'm not trying to say, or, I'm not saying that I'm discouraged or anything, because obviously the fuck not. We're obviously still here doing what we're doing, but it's a lot of challenging moments that I'm going through. And I just don't think that, I can't say that I don't think a lot of people go through what I go through, because I'm sure, I probably have it a little lighter than a lot of people. But at the same time, too, I just don't think that people really understand or believe me half the time when I tell them certain things. And I kind of feel like sometimes it just sounds like excuses, because it's like, oh, this happened, or, oh, man, I'm running a little late because this happened, or it's like, oh, this happened. And it's like, it's just life. It's just life. And I had to, teach myself that where's your happiness going to come from? You see what I'm saying? Because my happiness was really coming from going to work every day, you know what I'm saying? And having a good time at work, and, this, that, and the third. And then it really started selling in with reality: customers, customer service, communication, everything settles in business-wise, not personal no more, business. So at this point now, it takes a whole different approach. Now people are talking to you a certain way. Why? Because I pay you money for a service. I want it done X, Y, and Z. Sometimes the customer is not always right, but it's hard to explain that to somebody, so you kind of really just don't say it. But I think, like, in reality, it's like, I really don't know. Now, one thing I will say is that this journey didn't happen overnight. It definitely didn't take long at all, at all. But it definitely didn't happen overnight. And I don't want people to think that, I'm just posting some clickbait because, he's lying and he ran it up overnight. I'm not lying. This is the truth. And I can show you how to do it too. It's really easy. You just use the resources that you have in front of you, just like I'm talking to you on this phone right now that I have in front of me. It's really easy. I think, and that's something I think, that we kind of just got to tune into, is like our inner self, and figure out like who we really are, what is our real purpose here, and like what is our mission, like what is your goal, what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to be successful? Do you want a successful name for yourself? Do you want to own a lot of cars? Do you want to be the car guy? Do you want to be the shoe plug? Like, what do you want to do? And honestly, in reality, it's a good question, right? Because what do I want to do? And I don't even know, because I thought I wanted to be a pool guy. Don't get me wrong, I fell in love with it, and I love it. I love the vibe behind it. I love, the style or whatever behind it. I like it. I fuck with it. The problem is I kind of feel like it's a little immature, right? You got, and I'm not trying to talk down on nobody, bro, because, I know some, 45, 50-year-old people that are doing this, and they're millionaires. But at the same token, I personally don't want to keep doing this for the rest of my life. I don't feel like this is something that I want to keep doing and breaking my back and sweating so much for when I'm 35 years old? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But some people don't see it that way, and that's cool. And that's completely cool, because not everyone has the same vision as you. You see what I'm saying? But I try to stay focused. I try to keep my head, straight. But at the same time, I'm just being real, man. I'm just being real. It's sometimes like your inner thoughts, sometimes win, and it's not to say something like in a bad way, because I wouldn't say it's like a bad thing, but certain bad habits that you shouldn't be doing, you kind of fall into them sometimes. And it kind of sucks, because you notice like, oh, I'm doing so great, this, that, and the third, this could be the demise of my downfall. But sometimes we don't see it that way, man. And it kind of sucks, because I've been through that journey multiple times, and I still feel like I'm going through a learning lesson, man, and just constantly learning. Every day I'm growing, or every day I'm getting older. But my question is, that I ask myself sometimes, is like, when am I gonna stop going through certain things? Or like, when is God gonna bless me, man? That's how I feel sometimes, because I've been, breaking my back and doing everything possible, as possible that I possibly can. And it just sometimes feels like a maze, man. Like I'm just hitting wall after wall, block after block, so I don't know. But I definitely want to share my journey with y'all. I definitely want to share my story with y'all, because at the end of the day, I mean, why not, right? Like I said, who am I? I'm just the pool guy, man. So I hope you guys tune in, and I hope you guys stick around, man. I appreciate the 9 followers that we got. That's cool, bro. I'm totally happy with that, because in reality, I don't even know what to post. I don't even know what to do. I'm not a content creator. I'm just trying this out, man, and just seeing where this could take me, because like I said, why not? Why not, dude? Who am I? I'm just the pool guy. Why not? Peace, guys.